Hey, Gabby. How are you feeling now that your winter break is over?
I feel great. So excited that we're headed into spring now.
Gabby, winter just started.
What do you mean? It was winter break, so we're breaking from winter. It's spring. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Real Deal, Ball State's premier entertainment news show. I'm your host, Gabby Kramer.
And I'm Owen DeWeese, the host that knows how seasons work.
I know how seasons work. You put them on things to make them taste better.
Oh my god, that's seasoning, Gabby. We're talking about the seasons, like winter, fall, summer, spring.
Yeah, and it is spring.
It's not.
Please explain, because I'm sure you're wrong.
Okay, so you want me to explain how the seasons work?
Yeah, if it's so easy.
Oh my god. Okay, so the Earth rotates every couple months, and there's different hemispheres, and they're always closer or further from the sun. So in our hemisphere, in the spring, the sun's kind of close. In the summer, it's real close. It starts to go back away in fall, and then even further in winter. It's all about how the planet rotates and stuff.
Still doesn't quite make sense, if you ask me.
Okay, well, maybe Drew can help you with your not knowing how seasons work issue.
Hey guys, I hope you all had a wonderful holiday break. You might be asking, hey Drew, what did you do over break? Well, I'm so glad you asked. I watched a boatload of movies, and in particular, I saw one that I know a lot of people have been talking about. This meant I had to go to a movie theater, and that's right, you guessed it. I'm back again with an all-new episode of Drew Goes to the Movies. Now let's see what Drew, all the way from the past in 2021, has to say about the popcorn on this week's episode of Drew Goes to the Movies. Roll the footage. Drew Goes to the Movies. All right, real deal, folks. Popcorn review time. We're here at AMC, the Muncie Theater, right here by Ball State. I'm alone this time, but I still have the popcorn, so we're going to do a popcorn review. Let's get into it. So, unlike a lot of other popcorns, this one's got good crunch to it almost. Good saltiness. And the bag's pretty plain, but that's what you get from AMC theaters. I'm thinking like a 7.4, something like that. It's pretty good. But you can go see the new Spider-Man movie, and we'll pick it back to future Drew with a film review. So see you guys later. Drew went to the movies. Thank you, Drew, for the final popcorn review from 2021. I'm pretty sure you guys could hear in the video, but there was some weird drilling noise the entire time I was talking in the video. It was like construction or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. But we're still doing what we needed to do, and that was to review popcorn. Now on with the movie review. Spider-Man No Way Home is the third installment in the Tom Holland era of Spider-Man and the MCU universe. Now, I have to preface first by saying I've never watched the second one, Far From Home. Although I know what had happened in that one, especially the ending, which is something I like with No Way Home. The very beginning includes the last scene that took place in the previous one, that being Far From Home, to help give the viewers a reminder of what took place between Spider-Man and Mysterio. But now that I have explained that, I want to give a slight spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't seen the second one, as I now will spoil the ending. Mysterio knew who Spider-Man was, and spoiled to the whole world that is Peter Parker. No Way Home picks up right from there, and now the whole world knows who Spider-Man really is. Peter believes that now that everyone knows who he is, he's unable to live a normal life, and that is affecting his relationship with his friends. Peter sets out to find Doctor Strange to ask if he is able to do anything about this. Peter wishes for Doctor Strange to erase everyone's memory that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Now, I don't want to go into too much more about it, as I know there's a lot of stuff that happens that I feel is best to leave the individual to watch and find out for themselves. But what I will say is that this is probably my favorite Spider-Man movie from Tom Holland, and probably up there for top 5 MCU movies. The action in this movie is fluid and fast, the characters are all great, especially for Tom Holland. I think for him, No Way Home is the pivotal moment where he grows from a great deal. One person I've heard say that this movie is the one where Peter Parker goes from being Spider-Boy to Spider-Man. He finally grows up and becomes a real adult and learns more than ever the responsibility he must take if he wants to continue to be Spider-Man. I enjoyed watching this one a whole lot, and I'm definitely wanting to watch it another 2, 3, 4 times because I loved it that much. That's all I have for you guys this week. I'm Drew Schuler, and make sure to be on the lookout for the next popcorn review from me, and I will see you all in the next one.
So what else don't you understand?
Actually, as we talked about in a previous episode, I know everything.
Clearly, you don't know everything.
More than you. Last semester, I got an A in quantum physics and sandwich making.
And you still don't know how seasons work. That is insane.
Okay, Mr. I know how seasons work. What do you not know?
I don't know how birds work.
How birds work.
Well, clearly they are not real.
Wait, you don't think birds are real?
No, I know they aren't real. Like, explain this. How do they just sit on telephone wires without getting electrocuted?
That's a good question. I don't know, but...
And Ronald Reagan.
What about Ronald Reagan? Do you not know how he works?
No. He replaced them, the birds, with cameras, and he had the CIA give people crack.
Whoa, calm down.
How can I remain calm when the birds are spying on us at every moment? And Ronald Reagan...
Noah, please, save me.
Thanks, Gabby. After the release of his record-breaking 4th studio album, After Hours, and a legendary performance at Super Bowl 55, The Weeknd quickly began working on his next project. Last May, in an interview with Variety, Tesfaye said that if the last record is the after hours of the night, then the dawn is coming. Over the summer, he teased the album under the working title, The Dawn, and the lead single, Take My Breath, and accompanying music video was released on August 6th, which peaked at number 6 on the Hot 100 and finished 89th for the year-end chart. On January 1st, he hinted at a possible surprise release in an Instagram post of a screenshot of a text conversation between his best friend and creative director Lamar Taylor. On the 3rd, the official title, Dawn FM, was announced, and that it would be released on the 7th. Dawn FM leans more heavily into the 80s synth production we heard on After Hours, and I really, really like it. Combining elements of R&B, new wave, disco, and electropop, this record sounds like a mixture of Duran Duran and Michael Jackson's Off the Wall, with The Weeknd's signature flair, of course. It's a loose concept album. Tesfaye imagines a purgatory state, which he always pictured would be like being stuck in traffic, waiting to reach the light at the end of the tunnel. The music, he said, would be what you would hear while you're waiting. Along for the ride, giving occasional inspiring words, is the DJ, voiced by none other than The Weeknd's neighbor, Jim Carrey, who recites the closing track. Even after the first 2 listens through the album, I had no idea that the DJ, even though the last track is called Phantom Regret by Jim, is voiced by Jim Carrey. The album also features collaborations with Quincy Jones, Tyler the Creator, and Lil Wayne. The standout tracks for me are Less Than Zero, Sacrifice, and Best Friends, although you could probably tell me any song was the best, and I would agree. While some call After Hours his best work, I think Dawn FM is a lot better. 2016 Starboy has been my favorite album of his since its release, but whether this surpasses his 3rd album as my favorite, we'll have to see. For Weeknd fans everywhere, I'm Noah Bush.
No, you're crazy.
I'm not crazy.
Okay, well, one of us is clearly crazy, and I know for a fact that birds aren't real.
Birds are real, and seasons are weird.
Okay, if you say so. But we all know the truth.
Oh, and you probably believe the moon landing was fake, too.
It was. That's a fact. Look at the shadows. Stanley
That's-
Kubrick, like...
It's literally just Photoshop, Owen.
They really have you believe in that garbage. Weak.
I'm not... Is there anything else you don't understand?
Laundry.
What, is there some laundry conspiracy theory?
No, I just don't know, when I'm supposed to separate the whites and the darks. Like, I don't, and there's no difference, so why does it matter? And I don't separate my stuff because I can't afford that at the dorms.
Oh, God. Now you're going to tell me that you don't wash delicates separately.
Okay, you're throwing a lot of words at me, and I don't really know what they mean.
You don't? Okay. Do you at least use laundry detergent?
What?
This explains so much.
Are you saying I smell bad?
And moving on to our next segment.
Hello, Resident Weeb back again. As I said in this week's podcast and the last episode before break, anime is really big for me right now and is pretty much the only thing I've been watching. For the sake of not rambling or getting too repetitive, I will keep this short, and in the coming weeks, I'll be back to bring you box office earnings and new releases. Over our winter break, I did indeed start Demon Slayer. I'm currently almost done with season 1, and I surprisingly like it a lot. Going in, I was very nervous about not liking Demon Slayer solely because of the voice actor of Tanjiro. As some of you may know, the English voice actor for Tanjiro is the same voice actor for Deku, and while I can say now, 5 seasons later, that I do like my hero, Deku annoyed me for most of his screen time. However, Tanjiro has quickly become one of my favorite characters in the show, with Inosuke being up there despite being bearably annoying. What I did not count on was how ungodly annoying Zenitsu was going to be. Good God, are his scenes hard for me to watch. He's whiny and crying and has these really cool fight moments that immediately get shot down by his inability to get himself together. All in all, I hope he gets better in season 2, but at the end of season 1, he is indeed testing me. Attack on Titan's final season, part 2, is currently releasing weekly, and I'm very intrigued about the end of this era. While I've not seen the first few episodes yet, don't worry, I'm working on borrowing a Crunchyroll account from my friend. I have seen a lot of TikToks and out-of-context spoilers, so I'm still pretty in the dark about where it's going so far. I can confidently say I hope the anime ends like the manga because Eren has just become a character I don't understand and don't particularly like, while Mikasa and Armin are gaining traction with me. And as always, I love Hange and I love Levi. Overall, I'm excited for this final season and adding this anime to my completed list. That's all from me, Resident Weeb. I'm Jamie Howell.
I have embarrassed myself enough on the internet. What else are you confused about?
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nope.
Nothing at all?
Nope. I've got it all figured out.
Good for you. Apparently I don't.
Yeah, obviously.
Hey.
Sorry. Kinda, not really.
Okay, well, we're going to ignore that because we have just enough time for our final words. First, I want to remind you that this stuff is scripted. I do properly wash my clothes. Anyway, I just watched Karate Kid, and even though I was like 40 years late to the party, it still holds up pretty well. It's about this 17-year-old kid who suspiciously looks like 12 all throughout the movie, named Daniel LaRusso, and after moving from New Jersey to California with his mom, he makes some new friends who are only present in the first 15 minutes of the movie, but he meets this girl at the beach who he keeps giving the googly eyes to, and her ex-boyfriend Johnny sees that and doesn't like it. So what does he do? Naturally, he beats the crap out of Daniel and rides off on his little nerd dirt bike with his little nerd Cobra Kai boyfriends. They continue to bully Daniel all throughout the movie, so I'm not going to tell you about all of that because, it's boring and repetitive. Watch the movie. At the apartment complex, Daniel befriends an older Okinawan maintenance man, Mr. Miyagi, and they hang out and trim bonsai trees and stuff. Daniel eventually finds out that he's a war hero karate master and begs Miyagi to train him so he can defend himself. Watch the movie. It's iconic from the 80s, and you get to see some real Hollywood karate action. What's not to love? With a budget of around $8 million, they squeezed out $131 million, prompting 3 sequels, 2 reboots, and a spin-off TV show with the original cast, which I have yet to watch. And did I mention karate? This movie was a big driving force in the popularization of karate in the United States. Okay, now let's do some crowd participation. Google Ralph Macchio. I think I said that right. Daniel's actor. And look at what he looked like during the movie. He was 22 during the filming. A lot of cast members didn't believe him, and I totally get it. Dude looks like a baby, even 38 years later. Pat Morita's portrayal of Mr. Miyagi was heavily influenced by karate master Fumio Demora. Morita spent a lot of time with Demora, who doubled him for his fight scenes, and translated not only Demora's attitude towards the martial arts to the character, but also his mannerisms and speech. There's a ton of cool behind-the-scenes stuff that went on for this movie, and I recommend that you all watch it. I think that was the 3rd time I've said that. So that's enough rambling for this week. I'll hand it over to Gabby for one more final word.
Lovely. Thank you, Owen. So this week I'm going to go ahead and talk about a movie I got to watch over winter break, House of Gucci. I did go in theaters to watch this film, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't go just because Lady Gaga was in it. That being said, hot take maybe, I was a little bit disappointed in the movie. The movie is based off of the Gucci family and a true story throughout their family and all that. It's got Adam Driver in it as well for all you fans out there. It's a true story, so it was really good in that point, but I felt like some parts of it was just a little bit too long. I found myself getting a little bit bored, but then Lady Gaga would come back on screen. I'd be like, oh my gosh, yes, queen. Her outfits in the movie, if you like fashion, go watch the movie. Don't really pay attention to what's going on in the movie. Just look at their outfits, specifically Gaga's, because it was amazing. Unfortunately, I also had an issue with Miss Gaga's accent. Her accent in the movie was not that great, but I'm gonna overlook it because I love her. So if you're also a Lady Gaga fan or an Adam Driver fan or what have you, you like true crime as well, I'd go watch House of Gucci, but don't get your hopes too far up because I personally did not think it was that great. But it was a good watch. It was entertaining.
Cool. Well, as always, thank you for watching. If you want to see anything else from us here at The Real Deal, be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and our website for all things entertainment. Be sure to have a nice break, which is already over. I'm Owen DeWeese.
And I'm Gabby Kramer. Thanks for watching.